Back in 2021, Holy Smokes BBQ restaurant got a visit from Jeff Goldblum himself. 13WMAZ went back to see how they're doing now. The award-winning eatery is owned by pitmasters Gary Lanton and his wife Dion Lanton. Gary says Goldblum and his crew were incredibly humble and kind when they ate there.
Well, one of the cool things about them coming is, they were just very humble. They came in and they were just like, hey, we had a celebrity that wants to come in and eat at your restaurant. And they just were like, would you mind, we just closing the dining room a little bit early. And they were just, it was a Tuesday. But it was just regular, just a regular guy. Sometimes you just think like somebody that's that famous would come in kind of with a chip on their shoulder or something, but he wasn't. He was very down to earth and he spoke to all of us and was just really, really cool. He's kind of a jazzy kind of guy, and that's the way he was in real life, the kind of way you see him on camera.
When asked about what Goldblum ordered, Gary said the brisket was a big hit.
I know he had, maybe it was only brisket that he had, but it was, he seemed to really enjoy it. It was just one of those things that, I think that's what he was really here for, was the brisket. So it's one of our big items.
We also asked if Goldblum's crew had revealed how the actor had heard of the place.
I think what had happened is one of the people that he was filming with had come, and maybe they had heard that way, but I'm not really sure. They really didn't ask, and we really kind of tried to stay out of the way because we didn't want to be, just fanboys standing in the back watching. We really tried to give them their space, and when they first come, one of his people, they were just like, we really don't want to do any pictures or anything like that, and I'm like, cool. Then at the end, he was just like, hey guys, want to come have some pictures? And we're, sure.
After the pictures, we asked if Goldblum had talked about anything else with the Lantons.
Well, he just kind of had come in and ordered, but really, I think he's, he talked a lot about music, like he's a musician.
In addition to acting, Goldblum is also a musician and talked about one specific genre.
Jazz, and that's why I think he even spoke like he was speaking in bars, just like kind of cool daddy-o type stuff.
It makes sense given Goldblum's personality. His most recent jazz album is one that he recorded and played on himself, titled I Shouldn't Be Telling You This, in 2019. Lanton also said that they were never really told what Goldblum was filming at the time.
And they never really talked about what they were filming, so we really have no idea what he was doing. We had heard that he was in Eastman at the school there, but we really don't know that to be true or not.
Even though his current project was a mystery then, Goldblum couldn't resist bringing up some dialogue from one of his more notable past endeavors.
And one thing I thought that was really cool about it is he used some lines from Jurassic Park. Like, we were talking about something, and when he left us with like, life will find a way, and it's like one of the most famous lines that he had in Jurassic Park. And it was like, if you didn't know the movie or something, you would have just kind of completely slipped by you. But he was just very, he was very cool, I would call it, just a cool dude.
It is no wonder Goldblum sought out the place, as they have won more awards than I can count.
We have won 2 state barbecue championships, and those are our, and 2 team of the years. And we really hang our hat on those because Georgia is really a huge barbecue state, and for us to be able to go out and win a state championship with those guys doing it, or winning the entire series for the year, that was really pretty cool. And the best part about it is all the ones that we did, I was able to share with my wife and kids. So that was just a really special thing because we were all as a family.
Lanton says that even though the barbecue competition in Georgia is tough, they value meat quality, freshness, and customer satisfaction above all, which gives them an edge.
We do all of our meats fresh every day, but one of our things that customers really seem to like are the ribs, and Food Network had said that we had the best ribs in the state of Georgia, so that's what we usually will suggest. And if a customer comes in for the first time, we'll give them a sample of anything. If they would like to try the brisket or rib, we'll cut them a small slice and let them try it out. But we really try to do just the basics good. you can overcomplicate a lot of things if you don't, but we believe in the simplicity of it. We use just real wood, smoke, and, salt, pepper really, and in the meat. And we kind of let the meat stand on its own. And what we brought to the restaurant that we learned in the competition realm was like your tenderness is of the utmost. Because if you have a piece of meat that isn't perfectly tender, it doesn't matter how good it tastes, it isn't going to be good. So that's what we really try to hang our hat on.
And finally, to close out our visit, we asked Lanton if he had a favorite Jeff Goldblum film.
Yeah, I love the TV show series he had. It's like The World According to Jeff Goldblum, because you can just tell he's into lots of things, and he's very inquisitive. Like, he had a lot of questions about things, but he just is curious about understanding the way things work, and I think that's pretty cool of a guy who you would think would have everything. Why would he even care about these other things? But it was really cool that he, was asking and curious about us. So.
If you want to visit Holy Smokes and see for yourself why Goldblum sought it out, they would love to have you. You can try some delicious brisket or barbecue, and maybe even get a photo with the giant bull outside. Lanton says everyone is welcome to come grab a bite.
We're Holy Smokes BBQ here in Dublin, Georgia, in the Kroger Plaza in the shopping center. 272 ribs is our number, but we really invite you to come out and try 1100 Hillcrest Parkway. And we just feel like if you give us a shot, we can end up being your favorite barbecue restaurant that you have here in Middle Georgia.